Well, we have someone very special joining us today. It is Andy Daly, longtime local. You've been a mayor of the town of Vail, and you have been skiing for how long? Like since you've been a kid?
A little kid,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
And how long have you been in the valley, Andy?
I arrived here in 1989 to take over Beaver Creek, and I was brought here by George Gillette and Mike Shannon. And so it was a wonderful experience. Little did I know, a few years later, in '92, I'd end up as the president and CEO of Vail Associates, the company that owned Vail and Beaver Creek, and then was transitioned and was owned by a group out of New York by the name of Apollo. So it was quite a ride. And then in '97 we bought Keystone and Breckenridge. That year we went public, and I stayed for about another 5 years and retired in 2002. And then I went into politics.
And then you went into politics. And you're from Massachusetts originally, I believe you said.
Grew up in Massachusetts, went to school in Philadelphia, and came out here to Colorado in 1970 and worked as a ski patrolman in Aspen, and then was at Copper for a long time, first as a patrolman and later as president CEO. So I've been around the business both on the large scale areas, and at the same time I reopened Eldora in 1987 and later sold an interest in that to Vail, and currently own a small resort out in Grand Junction called Powderhorn with some partners.
Oh, I love Powderhorn. Yeah. That's a great one. And you have your lifetime pass now, so you'll be able to ski forever.
Well, I've been very involved in the ski industry, and I do have a lifetime pass from Vail, and then I have a couple industry lifetime passes. So all I need is more lifetime.
And so now, if you're not working for Vail and you have to buy a pass, you can always get the Epic Local Pass. And tell me a little bit about why that one's so much more special than, just everyday pass.
Well, I think Vail has done an incredible job understanding their customers and developing the Epic Pass, and I give Rob a lot of credit for that. From an Epic Locals perspective, you can ski Summit and Eagle County as much as you want, or only 10 days in Eagle County, but for most people, they only ski 10 days or maybe 15, and that gives them the opportunity to select the days that are really terrific and to ski here in Vail and Beaver Creek, and other times they can go to over to Breckenridge or Keystone or Arapahoe Basin. So it's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, it's awesome, and it's so great living in this area because you can hit all of those ski resorts if you wanted to really make your day, kind of a shorter one on each mountain, but you could hit them all in one day.
You could. Yeah.
You could. You have to get out there and put yourself out there. But then
That's right.
There's also the consolidation we were talking about in Aspen and across the country.
Well, it's interesting to see KSL do a partnership with the Henry Crown Company, which owns Aspen, and then to purchase some major resorts, including Mammoth and Deer Valley. And so it is changing the competitive market pretty dramatically. They also bought IntraWest, so they've picked up Winter Park and Steamboat. And so it's going to, I think, for the consumer, for the skier, it's going to keep competition well and alive, and it's going to benefit everybody in the long run.
It's a win-win, and we all get to benefit from it, because what's a better way to spend the day than hitting the slopes? Have you been out there yet?
I have, although I haven't skied as many days as I would usually have skied at this time. But, having lived here a long time and raised a couple kids here, my wife and our kids still love to ski. I still ski about 60 days a year. And, it's those memories that you've formed with your family out on the slopes that have really made skiing such an important part of our lives. So, we'll open our gifts on Christmas Day, and inevitably we'll go skiing in the afternoon. And that's a family tradition.
Well, we look forward to seeing you out on the slopes, Andy, and thank you so much for joining us today. And you can always visit vail.com and beavercreek.com to get a little bit more information about how you can get your pass as well, and all those conditions that are happening on both mountains. But coming up next, we're going to check in with Ashley and Moore, first chair, to see how her day's going on the slopes.